So, what does God mean to you,
Mhm.
and why did you choose to serve Him?
To me, God, simply put, means goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to serve Him because it brings peace.
Okay.
Short and sweet answer.
All right, welcome to Beautiful Views Daily by Daniel.P, where you'll get insights. I'm super excited to get into this topic with you, and would love to hear your insights on what you have to say about God and serving God. So, what does God mean to you,
Mhm.
and why did you choose to serve Him?
To me, God, simply put, means goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to serve Him because it brings peace.
Okay.
Short and sweet
Okay.
answer.
How did God become to mean something to you? Was it through you searching for the truth,
Mm-hmm.
or was it a family member
Mm-hmm.
that started you on that path?
I would say there's a threefold answer to that. One,
Yeah.
born into it culturally, and then that a lot of times does not lead to the connection with God, which I feel like follows on later after having gone through trials, you know, having gone through a lot of experiences, which can leave one broken. When you come to the other side and you see, well, I'm missing something within myself that is not allowing me to either fully understand what I have, enjoy it, you know, be the best I can be for others. It could be a million things, but at the end of the day, it's just the world itself. The outside world is not giving you any meaning, any fulfillment. And you see that it means nothing if you don't have the inside covered, which is to me what God is about, the Bible, religion is all about, is having the inside set straight. The outside is it's already taken care of. You have nothing to do with it. It's been set up for you. You just plopped into it. You just have to figure yourself out, you know, and then navigate through, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is to me.
Serving God and what God means to me. Let me start there. What God means
Mm-hmm.
to me, I would say it's a way of life,
Yeah.
right? It's a way of life. Like every day, first thing on my mind,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm thinking about, right, is making sure that I'm aligning myself with God, right? So I wake up, you pray,
Mm-hmm.
make sure your alignment with God is
Mm-hmm.
connected, on track,
Mm-hmm.
in line,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the way how I got there was my family, my mom's side of family is very spiritual versus, focusing on religion,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that for me is what set the tone and what never let me lose sight of God. My mom instilling that in me. You feel like the people that read the Bible before them having a connection with God are more
Well, I want to say before having a connection,
stronger
I would
in their
say
faith.
not 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 even stronger. I would say
Mm-hmm.
I only say it's possibly wiser because as I don't do is like having the instructions on how to build um furniture, put a furniture
Mm-hmm,
together.
mm-hmm,
Whereas I wouldn't be inclined to, and it applies in this case too,
mm-hmm,
to sit down and read through and try to see what the process is.
mm-hmm.
I just live it out and experience it and try to figure it out. And then at some point when I get stuck, I'll go back and look. Which I think most of us are inclined to do, and then we look at what we need, the parts we need. When people use the word of the Bible to teach someone, I think the words of the Bible are very, very, very on point.
Mm-hmm.
So if parents raising a child or wanting them to be a Christian, I think it's best to not deviate from the words of the Bible. If you really want the child to really understanding grow to be wise is use the words of the Bible. Because sometimes as humans we don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
If we're trying to use our own words, and the Bible's giving us the words.
Yeah.
It's I
Yeah.
didn't always believe this. I always
Yeah.
thought because I didn't fully understand them. But
Mm-hmm.
if you say the words as they are, the verses, whatever it may be, the child will grow up and look back and remember mom's words or dad's words, whoever, and be like, oh, this this is actually true. Not just tell them things in your own voice, your own words, because that is easily misconstrued and that is it might come
Mm-hmm.
from a place of ego even. But like the words of the Bible, clear instructions to me as I understand them now. So the child has that instilled in their mind. They can look back and say, no, and they can just feel the weight of the verses of the commandments or whatever it may be.
When someone asks you, "Do you serve God?" What does it mean to you by serving God?
Serving God has evolved for me personally. I would struggle with the concept of serving God because I always felt that I never fully obeyed God, as in I didn't follow the words of the Bible, the commandments as strictly as I should. So in my head, I always asked the question, am I actually serving God? In a way, yes, because my intention was to, which I think is the start to serving God. You have the intention to. Of course, we're all gonna fail, but my goal is to always perfect that as much as possible. And now, as I'm getting older and through my life experience, I feel that I'm more equipped to serve God, and that my understanding of the words and my ability to follow the words of the Bible makes me a better servant of God, which I'll never be perfect at it. So that's why serving God, I think, comes more from the intent of doing it. Now, how good you are at it, I can't judge as a human being. So serving God is it's an internal thing. It starts with intent, and of course, we all we will be up, down, we'll fail these days. We'll be better some days, but it's about progression and really growing our wisdom and understanding the words of God. And by understanding the words of God, which a lot of times will come through experience rather than just reading the words, because the words sometimes can be empty if you read the Bible and you don't really understand what it means until you have an experience, maybe your own or someone else's, to attach to it, and then you see, oh, these are the pitfalls that are being talked about. So to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's a key thing that with growth, with life experiences, the words of the Bible become more clear and they equip me to be a better servant. Now, will I hold on to it and stay on the narrow path? That's a different story, but you're better equipped with life experiences, which is what I've been learning more and more lately. Only God can
Right.
judge me, right?
Right.
Which that saying does have meaning, a lot of meaning. Now that I really glean into what it takes to serve God. It's no small thing. I can look at someone's actions and say, and condemn them just like they can't do it to me. And I used to think that people would say only God can judge me as a way to escape their sins, or say like you can't look at me what I'm, but it really is a true statement because I can't really look on the surface and judge anybody.
Yeah.
So I would say
Yeah.
serve God,
Yeah.
because for one, what do you have to lose logically? It's to me it's a no-brainer. It's always been, even when I was in like thinking I was thinking uh, if God exists or not. It's like if you have to choose,
Mm-hmm.
the logical way is to choose to serve. But again, everyone has their reasons why what they would have to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, what you have to gain, no, because people like to think about gain in many times is, do I get this result, financial, whatever, family. To put it in one sense, in one way, whatever the specifics might be, you just gain life, because I don't think you're really fully alive until you understand, um, you have a connection, you know, with what we will call God. Because until then, you will live blindly and not be, again, and that's just at the very basic sense. How people come about it, I don't really want to be one of those people that's just like, go follow God, because you know one's experiences people will never understand.
Yeah.
And how where they start, they're gonna be like,
Well, you can only speak from your experience, you know.
but the people, I mean, at the end of the day, if I would say, just ask questions, the real deep questions you have in your heart, ask them. That's where you start.
Yeah.
You just ask them, and then from there, you know, God will take care of the rest. But you know, I can't really say this is what will happen to you, for you. Um, well, at the very end, yes, but there's a road in between, that we have to travel, and that is, everyone is gonna play out differently. The movie's different for everyone, so good luck.
Yeah. For me, I would say serve God all day, every day. I say serve God because my experience with serving God has been epic, right? Um, I don't see how I would have gotten this far in life and still be able to smile. I could smile, I could laugh, and due to all that I've gone through, if I didn't know God or if I didn't have God, I don't think I would be able to have a smile on my face or laugh about situations. So, once again, my experience with God has been so wonderful that I would recommend and say to everybody, experience Him for yourself.
You, like, you're recommending God like it's a movie. I recommend God. You should check out.
Check it out. Yeah. You guys make sure that you watch until the end because you don't want to miss out on any of the things that we said. Watch until the end. Like
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
creating content that makes a positive impact.
And you, your family, and your children.
Your child, are you forcing your child to go to church, um, to serve God?
No.
No. So if they chose to not serve God, you as as a child, I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
this is your child.
Right, right.
You're not forcing them to serve God.
No.
You're not forcing them to go to church. Are you forcing them to go to school?
Maybe, but you're using the word forcing. Do I have to force the child to do
Yeah,
anything?
me, because they don't want to. So now you're gonna have to force their hand.
But why would they not want to?
That's what I'm saying. If they don't want to,
I could tell the child. Well, maybe
all
schools
right,
did. Maybe
we'll
schools. Well,
say, we'll say,
schools a different story. Why?
yeah.
Because if I don't send him, they're gonna come arrest me for truancy. So maybe that's a different story. But
Yeah,
um,
but
there's many ways
what I'm
to.
trying to get at
Mhm.
is what is more important, right?
School.
You'll force your kid to go
Okay.
to school,
No,
but you won't force your kid to
but
go
the
to
only reason I
church
would
or serve God.
force, to
Yeah.
use that word, but the only reason why I would push my
Okay.
child to go to school is to avoid. I mean, I'm gonna be
What would
straightforward.
be the difference between
Well,
push and force?
let's just say, if I could homeschool the child and give him just as good an
They have an
education,
option or they don't have an option.
I would do that. No, no. The thing is, reason why it can make the difference is because no one's
Yeah.
obligated to become Christian, or go to church,
But
right?
remember what I'm talking
But
about. I'm talking about your child, meaning they're under your supervision.
Right.
They're under your roof. You are in charge of them to make sure they get certain things out of life
But
as well.
but
Like you,
so let me put it this way.
yeah.
Take out what I just said, right? I don't feel the need to force. Like I don't like the word force. Like if I'm forcing, I've already like I've failed at some point. What I need to force? You know, we forget everything we're talking about in the realm of God and faith. At least how I understand it, it falls within love. That's the commandment we're given, and we do the same. You could say we have the same relationship with God and we as His children. Is God forcing us to do anything? I wouldn't say so, but you live and you learn. The best way to get someone to understand is through coming from a loving place, you know.
Continue to teach and guide and allow them to make that decision on their own,
Mm-hmm.
not because dad says I need to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but he needs to understand why he needs to not do this
Right.
for himself.
Right.
Were you forced to do anything as a child? How did you feel about that?
I think it's one of those things I look back on. Like, I mean, it's not atrocious. It's not.
So you were forced as a child to do things.
Yeah, parents for whatever reason, you know, I don't get it. I'm
So I'm
gonna be
saying
busy. I'm
sometimes a
gonna try.
child does not know
Because
that
what does
that
the
limit.
forcing do? The forcing doesn't reinforce. Funny enough, I don't think it reinforces things in the right way.
You have to be a parent when it's time to be a parent and make those harsh decisions for the best of the child because they don't know any better. First question of
Yeah,
your upbringing and your
right,
experiencing
right.
with it,
So
because that may be the underlining issue why you
that's why I
have
see it
such
the
a
way I see
bad
it.
taste
That's why I see it
in
the
your
way I see it.
mouth,
Of course,
with that topic of saying forcing
that
because
no,
it
absolutely,
was done to you
absolutely.
incorrectly.
The trials can never be escaped,
Mm.
and there'll be a trial, a test of of your faith actually,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll come anytime. You
Yeah.
know, it can come at any time. For someone, it might be younger, it might be when you're 50s, or whatever. So we have to be ready for those. And I don't think, in your own case, for sure, it will feel like you're gonna own your journey, your experience, your downfalls, your sins. You own them, and that's how you grow from them.
Mm-hmm.
Until you'll feel good. But looking at someone else's way, which is why it's hard to judge anybody. Looking at
Mm-hmm.
someone, you'll be like, wow. Um, it could go either way. It's even. You could say they have it easier, or you could say I would not want to have done it their
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
that looks rough. You know,
yeah, yeah.
but they it's their experience. They have to own it, and they have to turn it into good, or turn
Right,
from
right,
there into to God. So
right.
that's why I don't want to say this one's better, that one's better, because either one can have their pitfalls. You know, there's a person that experienced the world early, and then they get to perhaps make that switch earlier.
Yeah,
Perhaps not. Obviously, it's not a
yeah,
science. That there's something to that. But then the person that gave their life to it blindly, as you say, right? They
yeah,
had faith, and then they have to question that faith out of, after 2 3 decades, whatever it may be.
yeah.
That's gonna be a rough situation as well. So, come, my child, ask me questions.
Right, right, right.
Talk to me. That should be what we should be comfortable with, having our child, or our child should
Yeah,
be comfortable,
yeah. Of
comfortable with
course,
talking to us.
definitely,
Just as I we should,
definitely.
just as we should be comfortable, should feel comfortable. I feel,
Mm-hmm.
to address God and not be, frightened of that. Which
Yeah,
is, again, it's a
yeah,
culture we have. Most kids, I feel like, don't, maybe not necessarily frightened, but they don't have a way, or they don't feel. However, that comes about, because for me it might be different than everyone else, I'm sure, but we can generally say a lot of children don't have a way to connect with their parents, to communicate with their parents effectively.
yeah.
Like, I disagree.
Uh,
No need to force a child if
telling
you raise
people,
them
telling
right.
people not to force their children.
Don't force your child. Just raise them. Just no, just raise them right. Not that, again, raise them right will sound like you're not doing the right, but it's like
Yeah,
raise them right is like, in regards to that specific thing. Like,
yeah,
put the right seeds around them, plant the right behaviors that you will show them, through your own actions. And that should carry on, and avoid as many contradictions as possible between what you say, what you do, and the path you're trying to show them.
Identify, diagnose, and find a solution, right? Because, each child, each situation may be different. And depending on yours, you will know what to do by
It's also true.
identifying, diagnose, and find a solution.
Let's just say they're both in my hands.
Yeah.
Their faith and their education, and I was responsible for both. I'll go about it the same way.
Yeah.
I would instruct them.
Yeah.
No, when you ask me the faith, how much of it is faith? Are you saying?
Yeah.
Are you trying to make a distinction between faith and knowing? Like, I know for certain this is God. This is God's hand.
What we talked about before goes back to full circle, right? Having that faith versus reading, right?
Okay,
so
okay, I
that's
see
what
what
I'm
you're
saying.
saying.
So when you brought that back up,
But then they're not
so
necessarily
that blind faith again versus someone who started off just reading
right.
versus someone who just
but
was going by faith.
I would say they're not necessarily.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
They're not
How much
exclusive. I don't think
percentage?
they're not even separated from each other. I think
Mm.
as you read the Bible, I don't think it means it requires faith for you to read it and
100%,
and
man,
and
I
get
feel
and
like-
absolutely give it
I
your
think you said it right.
give your
first.
heart
It's-
into it.
It's
Yeah.
100%.
So that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Even that
yeah.
that doesn't mean just because I
Yeah.
have just because I have read the manual doesn't mean
I believe in that.
heck. It's 100% faith. The whole Christian faith is about faith. The whole
you
thing.
have to believe.
People want to. I don't know. I keep saying
Yeah.
people like I've spoken to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
We might be.
You probably
we
have
might
spoken
be
to 1,000 people.
not about this specifically,
Yeah.
but we might be inclined to like
No?
to feed
I
to
feel like I've spoken to a lot of people.
really. No, I
Probably
haven't.
more
Not
than
at
1,000.
all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's good though. That's
Yeah.
good. If you have
Just
that's
having
really-
conversation.
Yeah,
not
no,
really, but
no, even
the
that, I don't think I've
conversation, the
done.
topic coming up.
That's very good though. If you
Yeah.
think you have, that's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also have 50 years on me, so.
Don't let the bear fool you,
yeah.
man. The grays are not real.
That's funny. See what movements.
Mine too. Like, do yours tap. Okay, my turn. Yo.
Wait,
Alright.
wait. I want to see how big sounds record. Okay, you can.
Okay. Much blessings, everyone. Welcome to Beautiful Views Daily by Daniel.P, where you'll get insights.
Proverbs 6:15. Let the words of the Lord be spoken. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. Verse of the day.
Much blessings, everyone. Welcome to Beautiful Views Daily by Daniel.P, where you'll get beautiful sight.
Insights.
Where you get beautiful sights. Insights. Much blessings, everyone. Welcome to Beautiful Views Daily by Daniel.P, where you'll get beautiful sights. Insights.
My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Much blessings, everyone, and welcome to Beautiful Views Daily by Daniel.P, where you'll get insights. Much blessings, everyone, and welcome to Beautiful Views Daily by Daniel.P, where you'll get insights.
Time and time again, my heart has been broken, but I know one thing, that this is not the end. So keep on fighting, keep fast like lightning, bite them like Tyson. From you know who you are and you know so you're not give up.